finish off the show today, it's a little Where Are They Now segment. Today's guest played 18 years of domestic cricket for Canterbury, played 3 formats for New Zealand as Canterbury's leading wicket taker ever, and is just an all-round good sort. It is Todd Astle. Welcome to the show, Todd. Now, you retired early 2023, so this season just gone. It was the first non-playing season for you in a long time. I won't age you by saying how long, but a little while. Did you miss it?
Well, now it's been a year. It's been nice to spend more time with the family. So I have helped coach my son's cricket team, the Hawesville Honey Badgers, and that's been really cool to give back to the game. There's been a few family holidays, and then in terms of the workspace, I've been ticking away with my inner spin mental skills business, and then also started up a charity with my brother and good friend Jed Robinson called BetterMan, and so that's been taking up a lot of our time and energy, and something that we're really passionate about.
Yeah, I'm guessing BetterMan. It's one of those things where the ethos is in the name. But how did it come about? And I guess what quintessentially is BetterMan all about?
Yeah, that's the elevator pitch, right? It's saying it's about building a community of people, and men in particular, that want to have that positive change and become better versions of themselves. And so for us, it's about hosting events and initiatives where we're hunting those key relationships in people's lives, so in men's lives, with themselves, with their partners, with their kids, to become those sort of positive disruptors and kind of challenge some of those societal norms around being a man. And so for us, taking the best parts of team sport, and then it's mixing in like the well-being and the positive psychology, and also the men's masculinity. It's something that we're really enjoying and had so much fun doing over the last 12 months.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept. But I guess the three of you, it's your brother's involved, so that's one. But how did the three of you come together, and what was kind of the moment that you thought, we've got something here and we're going to get this off the ground?
We've probably been scheming and planning things for years, but it never got off the ground. And initially, I actually thought we'd call it the Bro Code, because it's kind of challenging that law that goes unspoken amongst guys, whereas we wanted to be open and vulnerable and share our stories. But there's a bit of a negative connotation with the Bro Code, so it was calling it BetterMan for us was a much better fit. And it was probably after we met with Lads Without Labels, which is a group at Canterbury Uni around mental health, and then they ran an event, and I went along and spoke at that with Kieran Reid and Ish Sodhi and Jordan Oppett and Peter. And we just thought that's such a cool concept, and it was along the lines of what we'd been thinking. And so, fast forward 12 months, we've then had some amazing events. Scotty Stevenson emceed a quiz night for us. We've had a Better Half, which was a date night where we organised everything, and the guys had to do some special homework, and that was a really nice way of looking after your significant other. And then, we've just run an athlete transition course here at Christchurch, knowing that in that space there's often little or no support around when you finish and losing that identity, I suppose, which I've been going through that last year, having finished playing professional sport.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it, that transition? And some athletes do it really well and they move on to the, I guess you'd call it, second phase of life really easily. Some find it a real struggle. Is that why you kind of sat down and you feel that it's so important to have kind of a program like that or some support like that in place? And is that such an important thing for athletes?
Yeah, and I guess that's our background, with Jed being a former professional rugby player. He played for a number of franchises and just saw that there was a bit of a gap in that area. And then for me, obviously, just going through that, it was kind of seeing how could I better support that with the work that I do in mental skills. It is wanting to help others get the best out of themselves. And so, that's where, look, all our kids are at Hawesville School. We've sort of known each other through this Hawesville community. Obviously, I've known Ryan my whole life. And then we were thinking, well, how do we do that and find ways that are going to support key people? And athletes is something that we're passionate about. And so we've been talking over the last 12 months with so many of the different sport organisations and athletes and figuring out how do we make this work. And so that's why it was really special to have our first pilot course here at Hagley at the Pavilion. And that was a couple of weekends ago, and we had 10 participants. We had one particular, who was fantastic, who came for the first day. So thank you, Frankie, for that.
Good plug. Keep you on.
But it was nice just to have that mix of hockey, past players from Black Six. There was Kendra Coxage, Black Fern. There was cricket, rugby, hockey, and former past players, development managers as well. And so those are the really sweet spots for us, with how do we tie in all of that information and support people, and then get that robust feedback around how it went and how we can keep improving it.
Nice. And do you think as well it's focused on sports people and athletes, but this crosses over to normal life too, doesn't it? I mean, I think a lot of people look at athletes and think they just deal with pressure so easily. They make it look like it's all sorted, but this stuff is all learned skills, right? It's not just sports people who are going to find some benefit from it.
No, that's absolutely right. And I think when you're in a sporting environment, it is high well-being, because you have your structures, your support networks, your key relationships. And so it's taking all those learnings and then, for your next chapter, what does that look like, and enhancing that. And so the framework we use is a wellbeing one called PERMA, and it's all about, your positive emotions and meaning and purpose and relationships and goals. And so that's why sports people in particular are familiar with that world, because we're always thinking, how can we get the best out of ourselves? But often that's around performance and outcomes. And so this is more the wellbeing and looking after you for the rest of your life, with some key toolkits that you can access, but also it's having that next team, which is so important, that those support structures that you lose when you finish sport. And so that's why, like you say, it applies to all industries, that you can use these skills, and we'll call it the Better Self Blueprint, because it is trying to give you that toolkit and that team that is so important to support you, not only for your sporting career, but in any industry and for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I'll put you on the spot a little bit here. I'm going to call it Toddy's top tips. But have you got something, a little gold nugget that sticks out, be it for well-being or managing pressure or stress, that someone who's just sitting there listening to their radio this morning going, this all resonates? Is there a little gold nugget you've got that might help someone out?
Oh, look, it's definitely listening to Frankie on the morning drive show there. But having said that, look, I've just been for a wee walk and had a podcast in, and for me that's really important. It's almost that mindfulness where you are able to kind of have that moment to yourself in the day, because we are often just going a million miles an hour, and it's that little pause. So often it is a walk, or in the car you have a podcast on. And then for me it's the exercise, and in particular running. So this morning I was running around Hagley Park, out in nature. The sun's coming down. There's lots of colours changing. And so for me, those are things that give me a real boost for my well-being, which then helps me be at my best. Then I can be at my best for the kids as well. So school pickups coming up. Obviously my wife and the mental load that goes with being a mum. And so I'm always thinking, how can I better myself to then be at the best for those around me, which I think is so important.
Yeah, I love it. And if people want to get in touch, they've heard what you've said, they love the idea of BetterMan, they think the idea of getting in touch within a spin is something that they want to do, how do they best find you?
In a spin is just .co.nz, whereas BetterMan is .org.nz. And so those are the websites. Todd Astle, I think it is, in terms of Instagram and all those, but I'm a bit... I'm probably a bit old. I don't have TikTok or some of those other ways or handles, or just LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a good one in terms of my personal profile. But look, thank you for allowing us, I suppose, to have a chance to talk it through, and also for you to be on the course. It's so special for us to have had such a great snapshot of males and females in different sports, and how we can better support people moving forward, because I think it is such an important space. So, thanks for allowing me to have a bit of a spiel and talk to you about it.
No, the thank you goes both ways, Todd. We have a big thanks for giving us your time today, and I think it's awesome what you do, and your passion for what you do is really infectious. So it's cool to see that, and it's been great to have the chance to talk today.
Thank you, Frankie. Yeah, and I appreciate you and saying those kind of things. And look, if there are people wanting to reach out, whether it's sponsoring or partnering or just reaching out to sort of see a bit more about what we're doing, then that would be fantastic. So thanks again.